What's up, guys? This is one of my videos here that I wanted to mirror just for a second, and just want to show y'all something. Just want to explain something. Now then, when this thing is running, you can see off to the right hand side my motor, little motor there is running the generator, and the little drain pump. I put bearings in it. It's a really good setup, and the output, it outputs 240 volts at top speed, or at its highest resonant frequency, that is. And it I'm taking that 240 volts and putting it into right above the motor there. You see a little black thing with two white terminals sticking out. That's my high voltage transformer, and it's rated for 6 to 20,000 volts. So it's rated for, it's pretty high voltage, and at 120 volts. It's only supposed to be operated at 120 volts. It's an ignition transformer for a furnace, and it's very cool. Very cool. It's an electronic pulse DC setup, is what it is. And it's a very cool thing. I can actually run it on a audio amplifier with a tone generator and produce the exact same effect without the mechanical motor and generator. So that's pretty cool too. Gonna be doing some more experimentation with that. Anyways, got it set up like this, and it's running. And so out of the high voltage transformer, one terminal goes to ground and one terminal connects to the system in series. It's a series run system. So from the transformer, it connects to the high pressure sodium, the big one, and then from the big high pressure sodium goes to the little high pressure sodium. Then from the little high pressure sodium, I'm going to a spark gap. Just one end of a spark gap, the other end is open, not connected to anything. And that's on purpose, because I'm not pulling my load out of there. I'm just building pressure up to that point. And the spark gap doesn't even work, okay? And in this configuration, it's just there for shits and giggles. And because I have a vacuum spark gap right there in the high pressure sodium, there's my spark gap. And so every time that plasma makes that arc and jumps from one end to the other, it sends out a pressure wave through the air, and a pressure wave of energy, and it can be picked up from up to like 8 feet away, just with this little setup. 35 watts. I'm sorry, about 80 watts. And I'm capturing it with the antenna that I've wrapped around the bulb. That's my way of capturing it, and that's where I'm tapping in. You can see that white clip up there connected to the top of the antenna. The bottom of the antenna is connected to nothing, and I'm running in series to my different bulbs. And one of the bulbs that I'm running to is an LED bulb. Like I said, everything is connected in series, and it terminates to ground, an independent ground or a virtual ground. And it's pretty impressive, really. And this antenna right here picks up about 500 volts and delivers it of high frequency, about 1.8 kilohertz, into the system. And this is the end of the video, because I actually made a better antenna that outputs 1,000 volts, and it's right here. And so what I got going, this is my new. So right there, here, let me just turn that volume down and I'll press play. So that antenna wraps the bulb completely, almost completely. I left it open at the top so that I could see into it, and I've got the top open and I'm connecting at the bottom just so that it just looks a lot sharper that way. And I've got taps all along the way that I could connect to. And see, I've got the white clip connected right there. And I'm going in series through plasma bulbs into the high pressure sodium. And I'm actually going straight through. That bulb is not in series. I'm just going straight through one terminal and then into the primary, one side of the primary of the microwave transformer. The other side goes to one side of the primary of this RF transformer. The secondaries I've got all tied together except for the black one. And then I'm coming out and going in series to that 5-foot bulb, that one, and then that one. And that was just open. And then that transformer doesn't do nothing. I just got him sitting up there for nothing. But coming out of the secondaries, the secondary of that microwave transformer, one side goes to right there of the high pressure sodium, the other tab, and then the high voltage lead just goes in series through the 5-foot bulb and the 3-footer and the 2-footer, and then I'm going into another little neon bulb to the primary of this transformer. It's an audio transformer, RF transformer. Multiple taps on the secondaries. Going to there and down to the high pressure sodium. And the secondaries aren't connected to anything, but you'll see that I can pull power out of them. And that's just an antenna coil that I've got sitting there running through these bulbs which produce plasma, and then over to this transformer to the primary of the transformer. Then the secondaries connect over to that part of the LED where I usually connect myself to. And I've just got this same circuit. I'm going down to the center tap, and then over the bulb, and then over to this antenna. And this antenna, it's not connected, so it's acting as an antenna. And that just makes a circuit. The motor doesn't run. And I'm getting about 1,000 volts out of the antenna. And I've tested it with my meter, with multiple meters, and I'm getting the same results. So yeah, it's a dual high pressure sodium, terminates its spark gap, which connects to nothing. And it draws power all the way out to the end. Those bulbs are lit really good. Camera doesn't pick it up as well as they are actually lit. When I connect myself to the end, it draws power out to the end because I am becoming ground. And I feel nothing at that point because it's diminished in power by that point. It's stretched out as far as it can go. That's plasma stretching itself out, basically, is what it's doing. I got the bulb in my hand, take it close to the system, and there's plenty of power left over to do more work with. The system can be amplified and multiplied. See, I'm pulling from the top or from one of the top taps, and most of the power is directed to me because the other tap is connected down below, and now then I'm just redirecting it. And that's still picking up because it is connected to an antenna on the other end of it. It's very interesting. So I'll let it go. And it all comes back on. Bring it over to the transformer, which is connected. The secondaries, which don't connect to anything, tap down on the primaries and on the body. Can't pull anything off of them. However, the secondaries, they're hot, and I can pull off of those. And so what we're seeing here is a multiplication effect with transformers. Transformers multiply your power so that you can continue running additional circuits. As long as you utilize transformers, particularly bifilar transformers, which is what I'm utilizing primarily, then you have over unity effects. I'm tapping in on that one too, on that side. That's a proton RF transformer with multiple secondary taps. Multiple taps on the secondary, which makes it a bifilar. That's what I mean by that. And that's the kind of transformers you want to work with. You will find over unity there. And right here, this high pressure sodium is connected to the ground of the system. You can see how me creating an arc just on one tab of the bulb. The other side's not connected to anything, and it makes it glow. It ignites it. It's pretty crazy stuff. That's all wireless. From that antenna that's picking up 1,000 volts. Peace.